My name is Diana.
And this is Karen.
And welcome to Mother Freaking Realtors.
So I just want to explain, you guys are probably wondering why I'm wearing a clown costume today. So on our last episode, we did play a game, and I lost on that one. So that was the punishment, is I'm supposed to wear a costume. Well, it's Halloween is approaching, so I figured why not make a fool out of myself.
And so in light of her costume, we're going to enjoy some really quick dad jokes / work jokes, nothing that offends people but gives you a good laugh. So Take it away.
Okay, so my joke is there should be confetti in tires, so when there's a blowout, it's still like kind of an okay day. Right?
Okay, yeah.
So at least it's not too bad. Considering that you have to spend probably $400 at a tire if it blows up.
And we're both guilty of having a blowout.
Yes.
Because we travel so much in our cars that it's like, oh my gosh, well, at least we'll see confetti there.
That would still be fun for everybody to see.
Oh my gosh, that would definitely be a joke, right? So one day, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook will join together and be called You Twit Face.
That's a good one. Combine everything into one group and called it You Twit Face.
You Twit Face. That's funny.
And then here's another one. The fact that Head and Shoulders doesn't have a body wash called Knees and Toes disappoints me. So just an idea.
Learn to spell. Autocorrect isn't always right.
That's right. You see a lot of these, when you use autocorrect and it doesn't come out the right way what you wanted to say. And it's just embarrassing, And sometimes too, people, I don't usually use autocorrect, and some people are just used to it, just sending it, and then later on they don't know what they sent.
And I don't know about you, but in my keyboard, I have two languages, right, that I toggle back and forth. And so sometimes I've left it on Spanish, and I'm trying to type something out in English, and it'll change it to a Spanish word. And sometimes, we're always on the go, we're like so busy, and I hit send, and I'm like, oh my God, like that is not what I was trying to say. But, I think we all kind of run into that, and it's kind of funny when it does, right?
Yes.
Okay, last one.
Okay, you give
I'll do the last one.
Okay,
what's Forrest Gump's password?
One Forrest, one.
Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, enough for the dad jokes. We just wanted to give you guys something to smile about for your day. And I'm sorry if these jokes weren't up to par on your end, but we were cracking up when we were looking at them. So I hope you guys had a little chuckle there. Today, we're going to be talking about ChatGPT, which I know that has been all over the news recently with the AI, using a lot of, there's just so much. Like, the actors complaining that they're rewriting some of what they write. I know that there's book authors that are complaining because they're using scripts out of their books, and we're going to talk a little bit about how we use it here in the real estate market or real estate industry. And then also Real Vitalize, which is a program that is offered through our brokerage called Wobinker Home Source that we can offer to you. So we're definitely going to go over those two things.
Yeah. Okay, so since we're talking about ChatGPT and AI, I was just at the conference last weekend. That's actually the Reimagine that's sponsored by the California.
Which is huge.
Yes, California Association of Realtors. I've been in the business for 6 years, and that's actually the first time that I went to one, and it was so much fun. So basically, it's the first day, which was a Tuesday. That was like a paid day. So there's like different classes that you can go to. They offer like Tech Tuesday, or if you're new in the business, if you just want to go over the RPA and the disclosures, there's classes for that too. And so I decided to go with the Tech Tuesday just because I hear all this talk about AI, ChatGPT, and there's so many things that we transition so quickly that I can't even keep up with what we have. And I'm really not the kind of person who's gonna dive in here, 10 different things doing at the same time. I'll just do what I like to do, what I feel comfortable doing. But I figured, like, why not? Like I know I see a lot of realtors who are doing this and are doing that, and I'm just curious, like, how do they do that? So that's the reason why I decided to pay for that Tech Tuesday, and it was really a lot of fun. There was a couple of speakers that I follow on social media that I met in person, so it was pretty cool. And there were talks about it. There was this really famous realtor. I think he's based in New York. I don't even remember, but he was using Chat GPT to help him with making his listing description, and he even asked Chat GPT to prepare a meal for him that will make him lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. So Chat GPT, that's what it did. It prepared a menu for him. Like, hey, I want a menu for the week. I want to know what the macros and all that good stuff. But to me personally, it was great. He said he did lose the 10 pounds, and my only content with this, and this has nothing to do with real estate really, but my only content, because he mentioned that some kids are using it now, to do their homework. Let's say make me a poem that will have this many syllables and that, and to me that doesn't sit well with me as a mom, just because I want my kids to do the homework, and not just plug in and somebody else doing it for them.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's basically more like an updated version of Google, because that's basically what you're doing. But
right.
I mean, I want my kids.
Who has a dictionary nowadays?
Yeah, nobody.
Who
really
has a thesaurus? Nobody. I mean, Google literally replaced that. But now, what are we trying to do? Replace their brains? I mean, at this point, it's kind of crazy. But I think technology has come a very long way, and I think it's time that legislation puts some boundaries there. And passes laws that protects, for it to be used correctly. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think our kids should rely on that to write paragraphs or things like that.
Yes, and I understand, as moms, we want to make sure that we don't work hard, we work smart, but I don't want that for my kids, just because I want them to do the work. If the teacher gives them a homework, I want them to look it up online, actually read it, instead of asking like, hey, AI, do this for homework for me. I don't want that, because then what you're really teaching the kids is you're teaching them to be lazy instead of trying to be, well, I would say that's also one way of being resourceful, but I actually want my kids to learn rather than, just an AI doing the homework for them and turning it into the teacher. So what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's like, okay, do you remember back in the day when you used to remember like 20 phone numbers?
Yes.
And now, if you ask me, I mean, I might know one just because I dial my husband's number sometimes when I forget my phone. Well, I used to forget my phone. Not anymore, because I have to carry it with me. But if you lost your phone, you literally lost all your contacts because you couldn't remember anybody's phone number. So you're reaching out through like social media or, emails and trying to figure out like, all your contacts and things like that. I mean, now we've gotten better, and there's clouds and all this other stuff that you can pick up all the information from. But I remember we used to remember so many numbers, addresses.
I'm
right?
I'm gonna stand corrected on that one, because I said yes, but really no, because I grew up in the Philippines, so it's not like I grew up in a rural area, so it's not like we have a phone in our house. So I really didn't have a cell phone until I was in
No, but like home numbers.
No, we don't. Like,
oh my gosh.
I'm in the middle of nowhere, guys. Like, I grew up, in a rural area, so we don't have that. So I stand myself corrected on that one.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
Yeah. So,
okay,
yes.
I forgive you. Just kidding.
Yes. So
no, but our memory was so much better because we practiced it a lot more. Now we have cell phones. We have all of our contacts in there. We're saved. Addresses are in there sometimes not. I mean, who really uses addresses nowadays? Like, sometimes, like, it's very hard. People just reach out through social media or whatever. Yes. But and now, we're getting to the point where, like, who prints out pictures anymore?
Yes.
All of our memories are in
digital. Yes.
And it's just keeps going, and it's scary because I don't know what's going to happen 10 years from now.
Yes.
In regards to technology, right? Like, our fear is like, you always want to know the base of everything in order for you to recognize when there's a mistake. And what I mean by this is, like, for instance, if your son or daughter is reading a paragraph and they don't know that AI made a mistake, how they're going to keep following those same patterns because they don't know any better.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Because they didn't learn the basics.
Yeah. And even now, I mean, even with the autocorrect, sometimes I'm questioning myself like, oh my gosh, did I spell that right? Well, it's not making me change it, so I must have spelt it right. Whereas I feel like I would have never questioned myself before, but because we use autocorrect so much,
Yeah.
you know, because you're typing so fast and, you know, you don't think. And I think to myself, like, will our kids even know how to spell without AI, without, like, you know, it technically, like, makes you go down a hole, right? Like, you start thinking, and I just try not to think anymore because I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, I'm going in a rabbit hole right now. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I took you guys, like, and I'm going to shut up now.
Yes, but anyway, the speaker was telling me about that too because he was using the AI a lot and Chat GPT a lot. So basically what it is, it's like a digital friend. So the more you use it, it kind of knows you, like it's learning to know you. So eventually the response of that Chat GPT when you use it is it's as if you're the one answering the question, which is kind of scary. Because I was like, I actually want...
We are being replaced, guys.
Yes, I actually want to talk to a person and not to talk to Chat GPT. You know what I mean? I don't want to have a digital friend. I want somebody that I can talk to over a cup of coffee, you know? And it's just really sad.
But there's lonely people out there.
Yes.
And which is kind of sad, though, because then as it is, I feel like a lot of kids don't socialize as much.
Oh, yeah. Because all they do is on their phones and their gadgets. They don't want to go out, you know?
So it's kind of, you know, that's the world we're living in nowadays, and it's kind of scary. Let us know what you guys think in your comments, you know, see if you resonate with what we're saying, and, you know, give us a like if you guys agree that this is kind of like going in a crazy direction, or, you know, just let us know how you feel about that. But now switching gears to something in our real estate department. And I wanted to share this with you guys because we just had a meeting, right?
Yes.
And we were talking about the program Real Vitalize. And I know you haven't used it, but can you go over Real Vitalize just a little bit of what your feelings and thoughts and what you feel about that?
Yeah, so Real Vitalize program is being offered by Coldwell Banker Home Store. So let's say you're a seller, right? And then let's just say your flooring is done, you know, or your windows are done, or your kitchen is very dated, and you don't have the money to get it fixed. So obviously, let's say, for example, you're just going to say, oh, I'm just going to take a cash offer. So typically, just to give you an idea, like for an investor, they usually allot like an $80,000 to $100,000 budget there as to what needs to be done to the house. So let's just say, you know, your house is worth $350,000. Obviously, they're going to try to offer you $250,000. So, you know, right off the bat, $100,000. When in fact, you know that if you are going to do the repairs yourself, that is not going to cost you $100,000, right? Let's just say it costs you $30,000. So this is where Real Vitalize comes in. The company will pay for the cost up front, and then the cost will be debited at the close of escrow. The only thing with that is, let's say, for example, you know, let's say the agent has, let's just say as an example, has a 2.5% commission. If these repairs cost like 5%, then the listing agent side commission is also going to be 5%. So, you know, but the company doesn't charge you guys any interest, you know, while the property is in escrow. You don't have to worry about, oh, it's been sitting on the market for 4 months, you know, they're charging me an interest. It's not like that at all. So it's just one way of the company helping sellers. Instead of taking cash offers, at least they have a better chance of walking away with more money in their pocket. And in fact, I've offered that, you know, every time I go to a listing presentation and I know the house needs work, I offer it to them, but sometimes they were like, oh, I'd rather fix it up ourselves. You know, we'll do it little by little. You know, if we have $1,000 here, we'll get it fixed up. We'll get $1,000 there, we'll get it fixed up, which is great. You know, if you're not in a hurry to sell, then go for it. But for some sellers, it's a necessity. And rather than taking a cash offer, then, you know, if you're interested in this program, let us know. You know, me and Diana are available to answer any of your questions. We can also send you a brochure or even if it's not you who needs it, you might have a family member, a friend, or a colleague who needs it. You know, like send them our way, and we'd be more than happy to help them out.
Yeah, and you know, like Karen said, sometimes you don't have the money or even the time, right? So if you're looking to sell faster, but you want more money, this is a program for you. I know there's a lot of elderly people who don't have people who can help them,
Yes.
fix things. So what this does is, like Karen says, it's offered through Coldwell Banker. Our broker, okays it. So in order to qualify, you must sell your home, right? So sometimes you can have your house that, let's say, needed a couple of, things to be remodeled, and all of a sudden it gets remodeled and it's like gorgeous, and you're like, I don't want to sell it anymore. Like, you have to know that, in order to pay for those services, it pays at the close of escrow. So therefore, we have to sell the home, right? So that is the goal of the Real Vitalize program, is for you to walk out with more money in your pocket. And, given that the home looks a whole lot better for showing, which means that it's going to hold more traffic, and it's going to pull, and it's going to sell quicker. So it's a win-win, right? Like Karen was saying, the commission, it's based off of commission is your budget. So an example is you list for $400,000, total commission rate total is 7%. Listing commission, which is the realtor who is listing it, is getting 3.5%. So your total budget for renovations would be $14,000. Now, if you wanted that budget to go higher, so let's say you need $20,000. So then you have to hire the commission of the listing agent so that you can hire that budget. Now, keep in mind, obviously, you're not going to put like a pool. You're not going to, there's limits. There's a budget. There's there's a cap that's set by our brokerage, excuse me. But you can always, there's options, and that's where you would just, be upfront with us in regards to what you're looking for in renovations. Hey, if you just want to paint the house and that's it, then that's fine. If you want to do bigger renovations, obviously the budget would be higher. And basically what's done is you have a manager who gets these different services and brings them together to do these renovations for you, so you really don't have to worry about it either. And if for some reason they say, oh, it's $5,000 for carpet, but you find somebody who is cheaper, then we can do that.
Yes.
So
and
it's very flexible, and I would recommend it to anyone who wants to sell their house for more but needs more repairs and things like that. So
yes, and this is also we don't hire the contractors. All the contractors are through Angie's List, so they're all verified. So like what Diana said, let's say, for example, you get 3 quotes, let's say for flooring, and you don't like any of them, or you happen to know another flooring company that you've already used before, and they're not partnered with Angie's List, and we can, they'll get certified, so they'll become part of Angie's List. So you really still have a control. We don't just hire somebody on the side because they're cheaper. Yeah. They're all vetted by Angie's List. So and then again, you get to pick. Let's say you get 3 quotes, you like this one the most because it has really good, the company has really good reviews,
right?
Or really has the best price. Then you can pick that company.
Yeah. So there's definitely programs out there if you're looking to sell your home. Just like there's programs for buyers, to help you buy a home. And, always feel free to reach out to me or Karen if you're interested in any of those things. I really hope it was helpful. We're here to help any of you. If you have any questions regarding anything we went over, please feel free to reach out. And don't forget to subscribe and like.
And as always,
thank you for watching Mother Frickin' Realtors.